Hey guys, Disclaimer Magic here. It's time for some more spoilers from Masters 25, but first, frequently asked questions from the last video. Hey Des, how can you not know about Commander 2013 that it wasn't printed in foil? Hey Des, how can you not know about Portal 3 Kingdoms? Hey Des, how can you not know about this one net deck from Legacy? Because one, I don't care, two, I didn't play back then, and three, I have no interest in net decking or that format or competitive commander, and I still insist that Prosh cannot possibly be a, quote, tier 1 commander if it was printed 5 years ago in a limited print run set that almost nobody bought, and it's $1.50, okay? It's not tier 1 if nobody buys it. After working for 10 hours straight and then doing my taxes for 6 hours, I'm not going to sit there and look up the history of Portal 3 Kingdoms just to make one sentence in a video. You think you could do better? Instead of whining about it in my comment section, you go make some 100% flawless, historically accurate YouTube channel about MTG. Apparently people don't have that big of a issue with me because I have 31,000 subs, so I would just suggest you shut the hell up. I started playing Magic in 2014. I don't play Legacy or Vintage, and I don't play competitive Commander. Neither does anybody else, by the way. Competitive Commander players are what's ruining Commander, and they are not well respected by the rest of the community, in case you didn't notice. So spoiler number one is, I'm gonna get some more crap wrong in this stupid video because I don't care about stuff that old, nor did I play back then. Nor did you probably play back then, so stop fronting and acting like you're the damn Wikipedia page about MTG. That said, let's get into some spoilers. First, we have got Bident of Thassa, one of my favorite cards from that set. It is absolutely amazing, but it's a 40-cent rare, so kind of a waste of rare slot, but, I mean, it's a good card. I love it. I mean, it's just so good. This was in the legendary banana deck and about 3 other decks that I built back then, so yeah, I mean, recurring card draw for free, it's insane. Also, you can ram all the creatures into a line of Death Touchers with this card, which is hilarious. Next up, Doomsday, another mythic below $10. In fact, it's about $3.50. So, wow, they're dropping the balls quicker than that artwork. Search your library and graveyard for 5 cards and exile the rest. Put the chosen cards on top of your library in any order. You lose half your life rounded up. Somehow this card is legal in Commander. I don't know how, I don't know why. Well, I mean, I would say nobody in their right mind would do this during a draft, but maybe. I mean, it seems like an awfully long shot. You might as well just run a tutor. I mean, isn't that a little bit more direct? It's certainly safer. And plus, this is triple black. Good luck getting that off in any kind of anything. By the way, this is just printed as a masterpiece, and I'm noticing that that's kind of a bit of a theme. But I mean, they did print, you know, quote, all the good cards, as some people put it, as masterpieces already, and there's nothing left to print. So of course we're gonna hit some reprints, but also that does not do nice things to the price. I mean, it's not like the supply's that high, but I mean, still, it's a reprint. Next up, another waste of a rare, 35 cents. Wow, Rurik Thar the Unbowed, never heard of him. 6/6 for 6. Wow, what a great card. Vigilance Reach, okay, whatever. Attacks each combat if able. Wow, he's gonna get himself killed. Let's see, whenever a player casts a non-creature spell, it deals 6 damage. Ho! Now I like this card. That's Camball on steroids. That is actually like completely insane. So like just to destroy him with like some random kill spell, it's 6 damage. Oh my gosh. So it's like, wow, cool, powerful card. Wow, I want to put him in something. But he's a Dragon's Maze card for 35 cents. I mean, like, why put this in the set? We need money. I need money. All the stores that lost money on Iconic Masters need money. Hashtag we need money, not another damn ogre from Dragon's Maze. Tweet that one at Wizards of the Toast. Next up, we've almost paid for a pack with this rare, Living Death, at about, what is it, $7, something like that? Wow, that's almost $9.99, almost. I'm going to take a wild guess this is in Living End. I only played against Living End once, but I think I remember somebody doing this. So yeah, you pay 5. Each player exiles all creature cards from his or her graveyard and then sacrifices all creatures he or she controls, then puts all cards he or she exiled this way onto the battlefield. Yeah, that actually does sound pretty familiar. You know what else sounds familiar? I don't net deck and I don't keep up with net deck, so if that ain't the deck it's in, shut the hell up about it. If it is the deck that it's in and I just didn't absolutely memorize it, also shut the hell up about it. Next up, are you not impressed? It's Undead Gladiator, and no, I'm not, because it's another 39-cent card. I cannot see the colors on these god-awful low-res frickin' cards, but I think it's an uncommon. I just look on the bottom where it says you. That's one way to do it. So he's a 3/1 for 3 double black. Pay 2, discard a card, return him from your graveyard to your hand. That's not bad. Activates his ability only during your upkeep. Damn, that's restrictive. I thought I hated the whole sorcery speed thing. Jeez. Then he has cycling too. So, okay. I mean, It's not that high cost. I only really like cycling on like stuff that costs 6, so it's like, oh, opening hand, I just need, my third land, and then shoot, ditch it. I can't imagine when you'd be like, no, I don't need a 3/1 that keeps coming back. No, I don't need that at all, but I don't know. I guess it would come up sometimes. Next up, the famous card, Savannah Lions. It is your vanilla 2/1 for 1, and it's a cat. Everybody loves this card. It is so classic. It's so, I'm going to say it again and you know it, iconic. I'm going to say it like 50 more times. Try and stop me. The problem is this card's like $1 because it was printed in 3rd edition, 4th edition, 8th edition, 9th edition, alpha, beta. No, this is not an order. Oh, the 25-cent pre-order from Masters 25. Unlimited, which is actually $43. That's kind of surprising. Collector's edition international. That's $12. And collector's edition non-international, apparently. I don't see a difference in the artwork there. I don't even know what the hell collector's edition is. That it just looks old, so guess what? I wasn't playing back then. Next up, we got a classic Ball Lightning. It's a triple red 6/1 trample haste elemental. Oh boy. Unfortunately, it's another garbage rare because it's in the neighborhood of, well, let's see. I'd say $3, but even the Fire and Lightning one's like $2, and then it looks like the pre-order on this is $1.50. So another massively disappointing rare. Hey guys, guess what's next? Core Firewalker. Now see, it's an uncommon. Can I really complain that it's 39 cents? You're damn right I can, and I'm going to. I need money, wizards. Money, currency, US dollars. I'd even take bitcoins at this point. Put some money in this set so that I can make money on this set because I ordered this set. Anyway, this thing's pretty cool because it's a 2/2 for 2 double white. Love that. Protection from red. That's cool as hell. And whenever a player casts a red spell, you may gain 1 life. This is so anti-red. I love it. The problem is, it's like if your opponent's not playing red, it does next to nothing. I mean, it's a 2/2 for 2, so it's like whatever. But it's so color specific, and they specifically said that they're getting rid of stuff that's color specific because then it's just you either get something out of it or you get absolutely nothing out of it. And that's not fun for anybody. In the words of the staff, whoever you happen to be playing against and whatever deck they happen to be playing should have nothing to do with, whether your cards do absolutely something or absolutely nothing. But of course, this is a reprint set. That's just an FYI. So yeah, not very valuable, but it'll be kind of cool to play in a draft. Because honestly, a 2/2 for 2 is just like whatever. But that double white is going to come up. I mean, that's a little rough. Next up, another 39-cent card. We've got Fierce Empath. Whenever it enters the battlefield, you may search your library for a creature card with converted mana cost 6 or greater, reveal it, and put it in your hand. That's kind of neat. Too bad it's a 1/1 for 3, but it's definitely a combo piece, that's for sure. Next up, more disappointment in the Mythic slot. We've got Armageddon. While I do absolutely love this card, and I have the FTV version of it, it's about $3, $3.50, $4, something like that. Yay. And because it was in FTV, it ain't gonna be worth crap in foils. So, I mean, even that one's only $7. We're running out of Mythic slots that don't suck, in case you're not paying attention. So, whatever. I still like this card. I'm still gonna get a little bit excited if I pulled it, but, I mean, come on. Okay, next up we got... Might as well have some fun with it because it's only 25 cents. Alright, so you return target creature from your graveyard to the battlefield for 4. That is a classic card. Oh, sorry, I totally misspoke there. I meant to say it's iconic. Next up, yay, finally some money in the Mythic slot. Except, no, not yay, because somebody's going to draft this, first of all. I mean, it is $30, so let's focus on that. Okay, I'm done focusing on that. This, Kitchen Finks, and Simian Spirit Guide need to be banned from Modern. Those 3 cards need to go. So with this card, you pay 3 mana and your opponent flips the table. Creatures with power greater than the number of cards in your hand can't attack, which means you basically can't lose the game if you have 0 cards in hand to an extent. I mean, there's ways around it. You can destroy this card. I get it. It's not like the end-all card. There is no card like that. Even Progenitus can be played around. But seriously, this card is such an obnoxious just boat anchor that just kills the entire game. I can't stand it. At least it's $30, which, I mean, that's actually a downside for me because that means I can't rip it up the second that I pull it. By the way, if you recall, I pulled a Masterpiece version of it earlier. By the way, Masterpiece is $110. Hello. At least it's money, but honestly, it's like, if somebody drafts this, would they really actually play it? I mean, you'd have to build your whole deck around it, and like be really careful about how many cards you have in hand versus what's on the field versus what they have on the field. And I don't think it would actually play that well in an actual draft. But if somebody just throws it out there to be a dick, the game's basically over. Because if you're both top decking, whoever runs out of cards first loses. I mean, that's what it'll turn into. So not only should this have not been in the set for draft reasons, but it should be banned, and it's actually somewhat likely maybe to be banned in the future. I mean, it's kind of like Arcbound Ravager. If they were going to ban it, wouldn't they have done it already? It's not like anything changed, but people really, really hate these two decks, that and the Arcbound crap. Whatever, I don't care. It's money, I'll sell it. Other people can deal with this garbage card. So next up, we got Flash. That's right, the card called Flash. This card's somewhere in the neighborhood of $2, and that's a shame in the rare slot. But I mean, come on, it's Flash. Does it get more iconic than that? Maybe like Sarah Angel. Other than that, this is right up there with like Channel. So it's a 2-cost instant. In case somehow you haven't heard of this, you may put a creature card from your hand onto the battlefield. If you do, sacrifice it unless you pay its mana cost reduced by up to 2. Hey guys, guess why it's 2? Because this spell costs 2. I mean, it seems so odd that they would do it this way, but I mean, this is from a long time ago when they didn't know how to design cards worth crap. It honestly just seems like a weird way to word it, but like if it costs 0, would that be any better? Probably not. So you can't like get out a 6-cost creature with 2 mana unless you can like somehow reduce the cost of this spell or something. So it's basically just drop something in and then jump block with it, surprise them, ambush them, whatever. That is classic. I'm going to take a wild guess, and no, I'm not going to look it up because I don't give enough of a shit that this was printed before the mechanic called Flash, and this is what inspired it. That is probably true. Next up, we've got Vendilion Clique. There's some money in the mythic spot. As much as I hate the fairies decks that I've seen, this is a damn good card. So flash flying 3/1 in blue for 3, which is already, I mean, that's good. Anytime it's flying plus its attack power equals its casting cost in blue, that's pretty good. Not terribly common either, actually. Like even for Sphinxes and Drakes, that's really not terribly the case in a lot of cards. But in addition, like this is the important part here. I mean, first of all, Flash, which is hilarious. And then when it enters the battlefield, look at target player's hand. You may choose a non-land card from it. If you do, that player reveals the chosen card, puts it on the bottom of his or her library, and then draws a card. So it's a 3/1, surprise ambush block. It's also like Air Force power attack aggro in the air. And it's also a Thoughtseize. Oh, and the card doesn't go to the graveyard. I mean, you ever Thoughtseize something that, has flashback? Not great. I mean, Torrential Gear Hulk is a thing. So this card was some serious money in MM2, and it hasn't been printed since as far as I know. And in fact, it's actually from Modern Masters 1 as well, and then Morningtide. There was some kind of Judge promo too, whatever. It's like $105. But this one is currently pre-ordering at 20, which I would have said like 35, but I guess, I don't know. I don't know that many people that play fairies. Like, it's a neat deck. And I mean the modern version that I saw, but I haven't seen it lately. I don't know. It just doesn't seem to be that heavily played. If you ask me, it's a damn good deck. It's just I've seen better. That probably has something to do with it. So if you pay $10 for a pack and open this, you 2-to-1. So I mean, it's not amazing. It's not $100, but whatever. At least it's value in the mythic slot for once. Remember, foil in every single one, so you can pull a foil of this. Next up, classic card, Giant Growth. That's a big old bear on there. Oh god, this artwork reminds me, they damn well better not start printing the Umbra cards. So this is just like the card Titanic Growth, except it's +3/+3 for 1 as an instant instead of +4/+4 for 2 as an instant. So this is a good card. Not from a value perspective, but it is a common. I mean, and this is just classic draft fodder right here. I mean, you could ambush somebody, you could win the game, you could effectively call it creature removal because you could do it as a combat trick. It only costs 1. I mean, it's just good. It works with Double Strike, it works with Infect. I mean, this is everything right here. Next up, Protean Hulk, which there's nothing good about this card. Absolutely nothing, okay? This is part of an infinite combo in Commander, so it was banned, and then it was unbanned because the people who manage the Commander ban list are very, very, very crooked, self-serving, and manipulative. In my opinion. Also, in my opinion, it was basically insider trading. Just my opinion. So this is a 7-cost 6/6. When it dies, search your library for any number of creature cards with total converted mana cost 6 or less and put them onto the battlefield, then shuffle your library. You can go get a whole bunch of like 1 and 0 cost and just all this, you can do all kinds of degenerate crap. I think there was a combo where you would just dump out just mountains of creatures. I mean, this has been in Modern, it's been in Commander. I just absolutely hate this card. I hate everything it stands for. I hate everything about it. I hate free casting and I hate turn 2 win conditions in Commander. I assume that's what it was. If it was a turn 3, it probably wouldn't have been banned. But once again, and I cannot reiterate this enough, I don't give enough of a shit about competitive Commander, which I feel like my tongue is burning just saying the words competitive and Commander next to each other because it's a casual fun format that nobody takes seriously, and people who take it seriously probably also take riding a unicycle seriously. You probably take Frisbee golf seriously too. I mean, it's that kind of person. Here, want to know the best part about this absolute BS being in the set? It's $4. $4. Even the Dissension version is $9, so it's still not above 10. Garbage card, it's just going to encourage people to play it. It was unbanned and it shouldn't have been. Everybody agrees that it shouldn't have been unbanned. Screw this stupid card, and now it's a loss if you open it, so awesome. Next up though, Rishadan Port. Here we go. I feel like it might be Rishadan, or Rishadan? It's probably not Rishadan. So this card, I have no idea what it's played in, but it seems kind of universal. I don't know. It was a famous card for Masks. In fact, that version's like $70. But this one, pre-ordering right now, this is a rare, not a mythic, for $45. Hello. I mean, the Judge promo is $180, and here's the thing. So I think I know how this works just in general. So you can tap it for mana, cool, or you can pay 1 and tap it and tap target land. And you're probably thinking, but they could just, in response, tap the land. That's actually a no action, technically. I think I'm using a Dungeons & Dragons term, but anyway, it's there's some word for it, whatever. But you're forcing them to do it then, and if they didn't need mana that phase, you have just cost them a mana for the turn. So you could use this to, like, kind of semi-permanently pin down one of their lands while kind of pinning down 2 of your lands, because it takes this land and 1 more mana. But if you've got a good board state, you need to cover your, your combo, your board state, your whatever, your creature. This is how you do it. So it's just a good card. So thank God they put a $40+ card in the rare slot instead of mythics. I mean, for all I care, all the mythics can suck then. So whatever, it is what it is. Next up, we've got Darium, King of Rage Quitting Magic to go cover Pokemon. This is a $3.50 rare, so not worthless, but not exactly what I would call a hit. You can recover some of your money, I guess, and then you still got the foil. I mean, I keep saying, oh, it's $9.99 a pack, which at this point it might not even be, because they, stores know they got to compete with, like, not really Walmart, because they're probably charging $10 a pack, but, online sellers, like Sports and More, that douchebag. By the way, still looking for some info about that guy. My little investigation didn't result in anything. I know some people who know some people who know some information about him, but they're not willing to share. So if you are, you will be handsomely rewarded. Also, if you thought I was going to try and do some damage to their company, just wait till see what these other people have planned. I should almost just give up and get out of the way, but that ain't how I play shit. This motherfucker cost me thousands of dollars, and he is going to pay. He is going to be out of business real fucking soon. Anyway, this card says, whenever you're dealt damage, you may create that many 1/1 white soldier creature tokens. Does not say buy a source that an opponent controls, so you can do some crazy stuff with this card. This would be the king of draft. I mean, 6 is, high-ish, but it's, like, reasonable for a draft. And he's a 3/3, so he's not the easiest thing in the world to destroy. I mean, 4 would have been nice. Like, even a 1/4 would have been nice. But my God, I mean, the thing is, though, like, if you say lose 5 life or pay 5 life, as far as I know, that is not considered dealing damage, or being dealt damage, I should say. In order to be dealt damage, you have to be dealt damage. I do believe that's word for word what the rules say. But you can target yourself with all kinds of degenerate crap, and then, oh, look, you got a boatload of soldiers. So this card is fun as hell in Commander, by the way. Hell, this card's fun as hell as your commander. I mean, this is fun. Like, I thought Wall of Essence was good. This trumps even that. Unfortunately, it's, not the most expensive card ever, but it's good, and people kind of play with it, so whatever. Next up, we're back to the dollar bin here. We got Akroma's Vengeance. Literally worth $1. It's a 6-cost sorcery. I mean, what do you want? I mean, come on. So destroy all artifacts, creatures, and enchantments. Cycling 3. So see, I like cycling, although 3's high, on a 6-cost card, because if this is in your opening hand, you can kind of fix that if it comes to it. You're going to lose most of your turn with the mana, especially if you're looking for lands, but yeah, if you're far away from casting this, 2-3 away on the curve, just ditch it. So I really do like cycling, and I hope that they printed more. Now, don't mistake what I said. I hate jumping on a bike and riding around. Next up, if you weren't sure that Journey into Nyx was a garbage set with very little residual income, here's the last hammer nailing the... What is the phrase? Honestly, I don't think hammers are involved in that saying in any way. This is the last nail in the coffin of Journey into Nyx, because this was an $8 card. It was probably actually even more before this was announced. Now, this is pre-ordering at $5. That said, I hate this card. I hate everything about this card. I hated it when it was in Standard. I hate it when it's in Commander. I hate it when it's in Modern. I hate this card. 2 cost 2/2 when a player casts a spell with converted mana cost 3 or less, this card personally deals 2 damage to that player. This was legal at the same time as that card that gave all of your damaging spells lifelink. You could hopefully connect why that might be an issue. So anything that costs 2 that does something this unique and powerful, this is going to be huge, 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 huge in other formats, and it is. So it's cool that it's a $5 rare, but the other thing is I don't think this is going to help anybody during a draft. I mean, I can't see that. Next up, oh my God, somebody get me out of here. It's Relentless Rats. This gimmicky pile of crap gets +1/+1 for each other creature on the battlefield named Relentless Rats, which is good because it's a 3/3 for 2. Doesn't refer to itself, by the way, too. A deck can have any number of cards named Relentless Rats. So the card's text can override the rules of the format. So in Commander, you could have a 60 Relentless Rats with 40 Swamps deck. I'm sure that's not how they build it. There's not a huge reason to draft this, to be perfectly honest, because it would be like a miracle if you ended up with even like 3 of these. But, I mean, they always were like $2 to $3, depending upon where you shop, and now they're $1. And this is common, which is fantastic, because it was always printed as uncommon in like 10th edition and all that. So, honestly, this needed a reprint, like, to the point where, you know, anybody could want, like, a huge number of these, like a ridiculous number of these. There's actually some really freaky crap you can do in Modern with this, like based on the number of creatures and something about naming and stuff. I don't know. I haven't seen the list in a while. They're not exactly tier 1, but they are quite funny. So, you know, it's the kind of deck you pull out if you're like really drunk. That or the banana deck. Go look it up. It's on my channel. Honestly, I don't think it's going to drop much below $1. And it's nice that they, you know, use that to add value to the set, and also that they just moved it to the common slot at all. So next up, we got Nezumi Cutthroat. He has Fear, which means he can't be blocked except by artifacts or black creatures. That's racist. And it can't block itself, and it's a 2/1. So that's, you know, it's situational. It's not bad. It's just your basic, you know, Fear card. So, you know, whatever. It's like Fretwork Colony, but bad. Next up, Rat Catcher. Are these all just rat cards? Is everything just rats now? That last dude looked like a rat. I don't know what the hell he actually... Oh, yeah, he was a rat. Holy crap. He was an actual legit rat. Anyway, this has Fear, which apparently is a thing with rats, I guess, because everybody's afraid of rats. I don't know, was that a thing? It's an Ogre Rogue, also known as a Roger. And at the beginning of your upkeep, you may search your library for a rat card, reveal it, put it in your hand, then shuffle your library. So it's like automatic draw if you're running Relentless Rats, so of course they had to put this in. Unfortunately, it's at the rare slot, and unfortunately, it's a 6-cost 4/4. You know what I think about Relentless Rats? Deck and Stone, that's what I think about them. So this is 79-cent rare. Woo! Next up, Conflux. Now this was actually printed in the set, Conflux. I don't know if you knew that or not. The Conflux was like a thing caused by the shards, and then it made Nicol Bolas like a battery, and then it didn't work. This has been another great video from Aether Hub. Hi everybody, I'm Saibon. Or Saben? I don't know. 1, don't draft this. 2, it's only $1.29. Oh wait, no, I'm looking at the FTV lore version. It's 99 cents. But hey, lore, I mean, yeah, Conflux, they literally named the set after it. So you search your library for a white card, blue card, black card, red card, and green card, reveal those cards, put them in your hand, and then shuffle. So, obviously you have the mana to cast them then if you cast this. It's 8 though. So all I gotta say about this card is...
Water, heart, go planet!
I
your powers combined, I am Captain Planet!
Okay, not to go too far off topic, except that's literally what I'm doing, and on purpose and knowingly. There's a different version of that song. You ready for this? Are you ready?
Fire! Fire! Water! Go, Planet!
By your powers combined,
I am Captain Planet! Captain Planet! He's a hero!
That's probably all I can get away with for copyright reasons. Although if they bothered to copyright that, my God. And all the millennials are like, what the hell was that? What just happened? I don't get the reference at all. Well, sorry that you're not cool enough to be a 90s kid. But apparently when your powers combine, they'd summon nickel balls or something. I don't know. Fuck this broke-ass $1 card. All right, what else we got? Will Bender, which is almost as good as Will Breaker, but not at all. Also, it's 25 cents. It has Morph, and then when it's turned face up, change the target of target spell or ability with a single target. So it's actually an improved version of Redirect, which is pretty impressive because it includes abilities as well. But it has to be a spell or ability with only a single target, and Redirect lets you change multiple targets. So, I mean, that's cool because, like, it's a 2/2, it's effectively colorless, and you eventually get a creature out of it, but it's not Megamorph, so you don't get, like, a counter on him. He's still only a 1/2, but it's cool. I mean, I think people are going to know what this is. It's either this or a Chroma so far. So if you're going to morph something, they'll be like, well, it's either this or a Chroma. What colors is he playing? So it won't really be a surprise to anybody, but, I mean, it's a pretty good card. And the best thing is you can swing with it for double the damage while it's face down anyway. So if you never flip it because you're too scared, good. That's just a solid card, and that's like the coolest artwork ever. I love it. Speaking of cool artwork, we've got Contra Magia. You had to have been watching my channel for like ever to even get that reference. The card's pre-ordered for 50 cents, and it needs to be made legal and modern. That's all I gotta say about this. Next up, we got Mishra's 39-cent factory. Thank God this is an uncommon. It's a land that taps for a colorless, so that's wonderful. And if you pay 1, it becomes a 2/2 assembly worker artifact creature until the end of turn. It's still a land. And you can tap it, and target assembly worker creature gets +1/+1 until end of turn. Oh boy, I'm sure that'll be relevant to your draft deck. The card's worthless. It's been printed like a buttload of times, like close to like 10 or something, and nobody wanted it, nobody needed it, and it does nothing in draft. I don't understand why this was the Antiquities card. Or actually, no, that Anvil was from more than just Antiquities. It was so damn confusing back then when I didn't play. Whatever, this is the card they chose. I don't know why, and don't draft it. Okay, next up, Brainstorm. I was going to say that this was banned in Modern. Apparently it was never legal in the first place in Modern. I was thinking of Ponder. And I think Preordain, I don't know. I don't care. All this stupid deck accelerating crap, I hate it all. It lets you do a 4-of combo, like, reliably. And that is so gimmicky and glass cannon and single shot, one-trick pony, non-interactive. It just, they need to get rid of, like, the rest of the cards that do this from Modern. I know it would kill, like, getting lands out of the way for, like, legitimate purposes, but people misused them. So, you know, if you could scry through your deck, like, 10 per game, it's bad. By the way, this is actually restricted in Vintage. Somehow it's fully legal in Legacy, though. Don't know why. So why they felt the need to put this in the set, I don't know, because it's 50 cents and just nobody really needs it. I mean, even the Ice Age version is only 99 cents, probably because nobody plays Legacy or Vintage. Whatever, doesn't get much more iconic than this card, so whatever, throw it in, I guess. I don't know. I don't give a crap, at least it's a common. Next up, Lightning Bolt. I mean, if you don't know what this card does and what it's worth, then I can't help you. Next up, Decree of Justice. It's white, double generic, double X generic. Or you could just simplify it to don't draft this card. Now that's it. If you got about 10 million mana available, create X 4/4 white angel creature tokens with flying. Hello. Also cycling 3 because you're never going to have enough mana to cast this. When you cycle it, you may pay X. If you do, create X 1/1 white creature or white soldier creature tokens. So that's, you know, they're really banking on the fact that you won't have enough mana to cast this. So it's like Secure the Waste if Secure the Waste was garbage. So this card comes in at a whopping 25 cents, making it one of the worst rares in the entire set. For draft, for value, usability, decks it goes in, everything. I mean, if you had like 16 mana, this isn't a bad thing to spend it on. So in certain decks, it would be a good card, but it's not a good card. Next up, finally a worthwhile rare, we've got a Laddamri's Call or something like that. I'm sure that's not how it's pronounced. It's an instant, it's 2 colors, so once again, pretty rough in draft if you're not already playing those 2 colors. And is it worth playing those 2 colors just to play this? Probably not. Search your library for a creature card, reveal that card, and put it into your hand. Then shuffle your library. So it's a really crappy vampiric tutor. You know, because you can only fetch a creature with it. That said, if it's a piece of a combo, this will go get it as an instant for 2. So, I mean, it's not like a bad card, but it's really not a great card. If you can get this off in a draft, though, it is kind of handy because you just go handpick exactly, like if you have 5 mana, boom, you know, next turn, here it is. Go drop your 5 costs. You know, it's like exactly the maximum power that you can put into the field right here. Also, I don't know what the pre-order is on this one, but the older version, which was only ever printed once, is $15, so not bad. Next up, a $7 Commander card, and as far as I know, this card was only ever printed in Commander 2015, so once again, they're hitting the Commander decks, not just the Commanders themselves, but the cards in them, because where else are you going to get them? Nobody buys Anthology. So it's a 3/3 for 3, and you pay 2, sacrifice it, and each player discards his or her hand, then draws 7 cards, so basically Wheel of Fortune. But in the meantime, he's a 3/3, so, you know, it doesn't have anything to do with the number of cards you discard either, which is interesting. So if you're out of cards, ditch them and then go get 7 more. I mean, this is basically Bomat Courier, except good. So it's about $7. I mean, so considering there's also a foil in the pack, I don't know. It's not the greatest one, but at least it's not 25 cents. Pretty damn good for draft, too, by the way. You get this off in your deck, damn, you could reload. I mean, that's pretty good. So overall, some okay cards, a lot of worthless ones. I don't really feel like this is just absolutely astonishingly good, but it's too early to even, you know, project and extrapolate the numbers, because I think we know of, what, like 40 out of 250? But unfortunately, we do know quite a few of the rares and quite a few of the commons, so this is not great. I mean, there's a couple, like, real expensive cards, but just a couple, and if that's it, everybody's going to sell them off because they'll be the only money in the set, you know, significantly, and that'll just crash the prices, and that'll be that. And a lot of them were only expensive because they were printed a very limited number of times, not just the outrageous amount of demand for them just driving the price up. You know, that's why we better see Birds of Paradise in the set. We better. I mean, you could never print that card enough times. That card is not going to go down in price just because of a reprint. It's just the sheer number of people that put that in something and want that card are propping up the value. Not just, oh, it's an obscure card from 18 years ago and it's in one deck, so suddenly it's $40, you know? And so if they rely on that, it's, you know, who's building that deck? It just isn't stable. So I'm worried about this. Some people are excited because they're like, oh, there's a $100 card, ooh, Jace, woo, ooh, I'm falling for all the hype. No, there's some very sketchy value in here. I'm not really seeing anything too terribly solid. Except Blood Moon, I guess that's pretty widespread. I mean, what else? I mean, a lot of people play Living End, but, like, so what? This is a big reprint, and Vendilion Clique went down the toilet as soon as they printed that in MM1 and 2. Well, specifically 2, really. And, I mean, Rishadan, okay, I could see that. That's pretty decent, but not a whole lot else, and that is kind of scary. So far my verdict is this set looks like complete garbage. I mean, I call them like I see them. We'll see if it actually is. Hopefully they're holding off some big value for the next couple days, but I'll keep reporting on it, and if you feel like leaving some rude, insulting, you know, petty, angry, I'm better than you comment in my comment section, I'm not in the mood, so fuck off. I'll see you guys next video.